Okay, hopefully now it's going to work. So I should be live right now. And happy Friday, everyone. Let's make sure that this is now happening. Let's see. No, it's creating this kind of weird seller post, contact seller. And instead of creating the video itself. So I'm just going to drop StreamYard and I'm going to go broadcast this within our Facebook group directly in there, but I'm going to be using Zoom. So I can see that we have a couple of people that, yeah, someone on Facebook is now watching this. So if you are on Facebook, the Facebook page is working great. You know what? I'm just going to share the Facebook page post over to the Atarim group. Yes, okay, so I'm just going to delete a few of these. And if you bear with me for just a couple of seconds here, I'll be up and running. And all right, this one also should be deleted. And now we only have this guy. Someone is already with me here. So please let me know in the comment who you are. And I'm going to share this one in the group. Share by, no, just share. Share to a group. I want this to be in Tarim. And I also wanted to say the right message, which is this. Which is okay. Which is okay. All right. So, how you doing, everyone? Happy Friday. Thanks for joining me today. I'm just gonna mute the Facebook page here, mute tab, so we don't get like feedback and kind of looping in here. And I'm excited about the session today. Today, we're gonna be talking about creating page layouts and full website prototypes in literally minutes using the wireframe templates that we're providing to all of our users. You can find those templates within your account. And we're providing those templates for the main page builders that are out there, which is Beaver Builder, Oxygen, Divi, Gutenberg, and Elementor. You know, because I'm kind of like not trusting the system today, I also want to make sure that the microphone is on. Yeah, this is the right microphone. I'm even going to bring this one a little closer to me so everything is nice and cool. All right. So before we dive into the topic of today, I see I can already have a few people that are joining me. So please let me know in the comments who you are, so that I can say hello. Where you're contacting us from, and how has been your week so far. And before we're gonna dive into the session, I just want to make sure that we're going through some of the cool stuff that we have released this week, and that includes those items. So first of all, so this week we have a new version for our page builder templates. That's why it kind of inspired me to do this session today. But next week we have two really cool stuff that are coming. First of all, is a brand new update, version 2.0.9. Full list of what's included is going to be published on the day. We're planning this for Tuesday, but sometimes it happens on Wednesday. We are prioritizing releasing a solid release as opposed to just the exact date and time. And but I can already tell you that we have a few bug fixes in there, as well as a cool new small feature that we'll be showing next week. And then also next week, we're going to be announcing our birthday celebration. So we're going to be celebrating our second birthday towards the end of this month. And that will include something insane that we haven't done before. We're working with a bunch of our strong partners to create something that I'm sure all of you are going to appreciate a lot. I wish that I had something, a resource like this when I was running my agency as the day-to-day operations, but this is coming next week. So today we're actually focused around creating page layouts and full website prototypes in minutes. So let's, again, just because I'm just still not fully confident that everything is running properly inside the Atarim group. So I'm just gonna head over there to make sure that everyone is in here. And perfect, I can see that it's broadcasting here. Great. So what are page prototypes, and why do we actually need them? So there's actually 3 reasons why we want to run with this process. First of all, this is good practice for the perfect project framework, as we're preaching for, and as you can find some training about within your account as well. This is part of the steps that we're recommending everyone to do doing custom builds, and there's a few reasons why we do that. First, we want to make sure that the client is approving the layout so that we can agree on the layout before you actually build the design itself or the website itself, so that the client can visually see everything that you are working on, and which is going to eliminate scope creep later on. And wait, I'm getting messages of this. You can refresh. I'm currently live on Facebook, so I'll be with you in an hour. Right, so layout approvals, this is the first thing that we want to do. We want to provide the clarity that for you and for your client, to make sure that everyone is communicating about the same thing, and you're actually showing them what you have in your mind, so that you can really take down all of those kind of bottlenecks before they even happen. The next thing is gathering content. So there's a few approaches to gathering content, and I'm going to cover a few of them here. But the way that we're preaching for is actually the one that is working. And to prove that, we actually surveyed the freelancers and agencies, and we found that the standard ways of people doing this usually leads to the client not doing that. And really, I think it was around 80% or 82% that said that it's very hard to gather content, as opposed to 86% that said that it's easy to gather content with our process. So 80-something are saying that it's hard doing the standard process, and 86% are saying that it's easy using the flow that I will show you here around gathering content. And finally, we want to train the client on what to look at by supplying something that is easy for them to consume with a template or layout that is designed to have no design. And this is really what those wireframing templates are all about. So without further ado, let me go to my website and my demo website here, and I'm going to create a brand new page. Let me just move this here to this screen. And for this, I'm actually going to use Elementor, but as I said, we're providing those layouts for all of the major page builders that are out there. So first thing that I need to do is I need to load the template that I will be using. So let me just make sure that the layout of the page is going to be the canvas, and I'm even going to kind of change the name, wireframe. Oh. Wireframe or the homepage. And we're actually going to create one together. This is going to be published and update. Great. So the next step to do is to click on this thing, and I already uploaded the JSON file that we're providing into this website, and all that is left for me to do is to click insert and click yes, and just let the magic happen here. And what you will find is that we're going to have a template with a bunch of different sections that are included in every standard website, a standard modern website. And the first thing that you're seeing here is actually, we'll let it load. The first thing that we're going to be seeing is the introduction that just gives you some details about the purpose of this template, why we're doing this, and how you can actually use that. And then below that, you will see that we have a few sections, and I even open the navigator here so we can see everything. We have a few sections from every type of section that you have on a modern website. So for example, I have 3 types of headers to choose from. I have 4 types of hero sections, this guy and this guy, maybe like this, maybe like that. And then I have some icon sections, maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe on the left, maybe laid out like this. Then I have left and right type of sections. And of course, I can duplicate them as many as I like. Maybe something like this, maybe with check marks, maybe with a bigger image in the center. Then I have some content areas. And after the content areas, some testimonials. And then we have grids. Every website has grids. This could be blog posts. This could be services. This could be products, whatever that you want to lay out in a form of a grid, maybe 4, maybe 6, maybe 8. And then we have some contact us sections at the bottom, or call to action sections at the bottom. Now, the process of setting up basically the wireframe for this page is super simple. Instead of recreating from scratch every time that we have a request coming from a client, we want to make sure that we're just deleting the ones that we don't need. So you will see that throughout our entire platform, and the way that I am teaching how to build websites, it's to just not repeat yourself. Everything that you're doing once or twice, you want to create a system that will allow you to systemize that, where a lot of our features really are based on this mindset of trying to find the repetitive tasks that all of us are doing on the day-to-day work, and just to automate them completely through Atarim. And when we created these templates, it's exactly the same mindset. And really, this concept of a template is something that I was using through my agency with hundreds of projects before we started building the product. So this thing just works. So without further ado, let's see how I'm going to create a home page from this layout. Let me go in here, and I see I can have a few people joining me. How you doing, Sulam from Indonesia? How you doing? Oh, 11 p.m. over there. So Friday at 11 p.m. I can see that you're serious about your work. And we also have Jason. We get Jason was an original user of Doubt Feedback. Looking forward to buying into this again. And he says coming up. So check out what's coming next week for our birthday celebration, 2nd year birthday. And it's good to have you here, Jason. So I'm actually going to use Jason here as an example for this homepage. So we're going to create the homepage for Jason's agency. I assume that you have an agency, and we're going to use you as the case for this wireframe. So basically, we're building Jason's homepage. Let's get started. First of all, I'm going to delete this guy. I don't need the intro section. Then I'm going to choose the header that I'm going to be using with Jason. It's probably going to be this one. I like the 3rd one here. So I'm just going to delete this guy and type in Jason's agency. And next, I'm going to choose the hero section. So I actually think that this would be a good one for a web agency. We can showcase a project, something that we've worked on before. So I will delete this guy, and I will delete this guy, and I'll keep this one and delete this one as well. So we're left with just one hero section. Then I have a featured area, which I'm going to use for Jason's benefits of his service. So we'll stick with 3 benefits so I can delete the others. And then we have left, right. That's pretty cool. So Jason, let's say that one of his services might be like web design. Yeah, sorry. Typing faster than the keyboard can handle. And the next thing might be email marketing. And maybe Jason is also doing some maintenance. So I'm just going to duplicate this guy and drag this over to below. And we're going to have care plans here. Right, I'm just creating like a rough draft of what's gonna be the landing page. So this is probably not gonna be the text, but just to give a bit of idea of what's going on. Then probably I won't keep this section, and I don't even need this section. And maybe I can do something with this. No, I'll delete this one as well. Now, content areas is not something that you usually see on a homepage, but you might see that on an about page. You might see that on a services page. So for this use case, I'm just going to delete all of those content sections. Don't want this one. I don't want this one. And I don't want this one. Then we have some testimonials. So for an agency, I think I'm going to stick with this one. I think this is a good one, especially because I have left, right, so I don't want to go back to left, right here. I'm going to go with something that will break the flow and keep it like that. And you know what? I'm even going to keep this one as well. So we have a featured testimonial and then a few other testimonials right here below with a call to action underneath. That sounds perfect to me. And I'll keep the 4 parts here for Jason's blog. And delete the rest. Finally, someone needs to contact you, Jason. So that's going to be, let's say this one. I think that's a nice one to set up. So I'll remove this and I'll keep this guy in the middle. Done. We have a homepage, wireframe for a homepage. It took us just about 3 minutes to set this one up. My next step would be to open a few other pages and just go through the same flow again, delete what I don't need, keep what I do need, and that's it. We have a template for the wireframe. Now, if I'm going to go back to why are we even doing this? So first of all, we want to make sure that we're allowing our clients to see what we're building so that they can approve the layout. And then we're also going to be using this as a mechanism for gathering the content. And finally, we're going to use a few stickers, sprinkle a few Atarim stickers to train our clients through the system. So let's have a look how I'm going to do that. Where is my template? Yep, right here. And I'm going to open this. That's it. I'm done with creating the template. Now for the next step is for me to send this over to the client and to get their approval on this layout before I'm actually designing anything. And as you can see, the page itself is designed to have no design. And this is very important because when we are looking at the website, we don't see the website. We actually see through it. We actually see the matrix. So we're looking at it and we're seeing color schemes and we're seeing the layouts and we're seeing even we can identify which page builder this was used on. In some cases, you look at this like, all right, this is a Divi website, this is a Beaver Builder website, just by identifying the buttons or something like that. We are so familiar with the process that we could have imagined that the result would look like this even before I started the process. That's because we are trained and we have experience doing this every single day. That is not the case for our clients. When they look at a website, they see the rectangular box that holds the browser, and that's it. They don't have the capacity, they don't have the knowledge or the experience to really see what is going on. So if they are presented with a full-on design, so for example, if they see this, they don't see the waves straight away. They don't see the hover effects. They don't see the border shadow, the box shadow that I have on this image. They kind of see the website as a whole, which makes it a bit confusing for them to try and understand what they need to do. And it's a little overwhelming, especially if we're trying to communicate on something that is not on their day-to-day. So we're kind of like doctors. You know how you go to a doctor and you talk to them and they ask you a few questions and they already know what's up. So like, you know, like when we're building a website, you ask the client a few questions and you can already understand, all right, this guy needs an e-commerce website, and it's probably because he's only selling a few products, so I probably don't need to create archives of archives and filtering options. I can just feature a few products in there, and that will do the trick. We can postulate what is the solution for them in our mind, the same way that a doctor can understand what how to treat a person just by listening to a few of their symptoms. But of course, we are not doctors, so we can't really do that. If you can hear about someone's symptoms, we don't really know what's going on with them. In the same way that our clients are not web designers, they can't really understand what we have in our mind, what the solution is going to look like. So that's why we want to make sure that we have something nice, clean, and simple to communicate with them on this. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a sticker here on the top section. So you can see I even created a blank area. This is just like a spacer area, just so that I can put a sticker right here that is actually not attached to any piece of content, because we're going to do that for something else. I'm just going to say, hey, Jason, please scroll through the page and let me know what you think of the layout. And through this process, you can also provide the content that we need for this page. Right? So really, that's the entire scope of instructions that I will give the client to get started. And as they're going to go through this, they're going to tell me if they like it or not. They have the approve page button here once that everything is cool. And then what we would expect them to do is to go through these elements and provide the content. So if we're going to go back to our 3 points, first of all, approving the layout. So we have a layout that is designed to have no design, so that they can actually understand what we are working on, and they can approve that in a clear way without any distractions of colors, fonts, photos, and anything like that, just focused on the design, the same way that you're creating a wireframe, only that it's inside the browser, which makes it a lot more real for the client, as opposed to seeing a JPEG or a PNG or a PDF of just boxes, because then they actually can scroll through it, they can see what's going on. So that's the layout approval. Now let's move over to gathering content and see how we're going to do that. So because there's already preloaded text, it will give the client the clarity that they need when they are providing the content for you. So for example, we have this title right here, add your unique selling proposition. So I'm just going to assume what Jason's a unique selling proposition is, and that would be we build websites that convert. We focus on I don't know, solo entrepreneurs within the London area, right? All right, so we have our unique selling proposition in here, and we can even see that we have a bit of text that needs to be added here below. So again, the client would come in, click this thing, and provide us the text that we need for this part. Just going to drop in some lorem ipsums in here just for the game. Then what about call to action? No problem. They can see that we need a call to action from them. So we're just going to go to here and say start or book a free consultation now, right? Perfect. We have our call to action. What about images? Let's click on this one and say change this image to this. Post this comment, and then I can upload an image that will be let's see if I even have a nice screenshot to use here. Probably, if I'm going to scroll further down enough. Yeah, let's use this guy. Cool. So now we have an image here that, by the way, was already automatically optimized for web. So as I said before, our mindset is to try and look at the repetitive process that we're all doing on our day-to-day operations and try to automate them. So for example, now the way that people handle images, it's kind of crazy, really. You would ask the client to log into Dropbox or to go to Dropbox, drop in all of their resources and images into Dropbox, only for you to log into Dropbox, download everything to your computer, open Photoshop or open Tiny PNG, save everything and optimize everything for web, download it again to your computer, only then to go to the website and upload it back to the website. Insane. So here the client provided the image right where they did the entire work directly within their own website, and you have it already optimized for web. All I need to do is just click here, I'm gonna get the image if I need it, and get started with the work. Continuing down, again, we have the benefits. So something that I like to do also is to just give the clients, before I send this over to the client, is sprinkle a few instructions for the sections that are not super clear. So there's two ways to go about it, either just by writing the title or using the lorem ipsum text to explain what is expected of them, or just create a few stickers that are going to be guidelines for the client, training the client, as we said here. What was that? Yeah. As saying, training the client to explain what exactly we need from them at any given moment. So if I'm going to go back to my layout, this would be the benefits section. So Jason, for this part, please list 3 of the benefits for your service, of the main benefits for your service. Great. So now Jason has full clarity on what he needs to do here, and he can just go ahead and click those items and leave the messages in there. We work closely with our clients, right? Or something like that. Now, one thing that you will see here, and this works on a bit of a kind of psychological level, when someone is presented with a template or with a frame of reference, our mind, our brain will try to do everything in its power to stay within those bounds, which means that when the client is going to see that this is a forward title, this is again a forward title, and then we have just like one sentence here, it's very, very, very unlikely that the client is going to give you what usually happens, which is 4 paragraphs for this part, and then 2 words for this section, 3 lines for this part, and then 4 sentences for this guy, and so on and so on. So because they can see visually what is expected of them, their brain automatically is going to create those borders for them to actually work within. So we're just going to continue down. The client's going to continue down, provide us all of the content that they need. You might get something like, I don't have any testimonials. And so on. So I have actually a question here for a statement from Steve. Let's see. What would be great is the stickers left by the webmaster looked different than the ones from the client. That way, if we haven't been on the page in a bit, we can tell if the task was something the client asked for or if it is something we asked for. So that's actually a good idea. What I would use for that, Steve, let me put this on the screen. I would use the statuses for this. So for example, something that is from you, you can just change this to pending, because this is pending on the client's response, and then you get different colors. More than that, in the next, we're going to move over to the agency dashboard to see how we're handling all of this content over there. But this is going to give you pretty much the full clarity of what you're discussing. So I can see that these are messages. Let's say this one is an instruction, so I'll make it yellow. And this one is a client request, so I'll keep it with the default color, right? This is my instructions. I'll make it yellow, and so on. So we got this down. We got the entire page sorted out. And now I want to show you what's going to happen on the agency dashboard. So if you haven't seen the agency dashboard in a while, this is the new experience. Here we have some KPIs for you to go through and to make sure that your collaboration and communication with your clients is spot on. And of course, this is our demo site. You don't want to keep, actually 14 hours is fine. You want to keep this under 24 hours really. And you want to make sure that the task completion time is as low as possible. I'll remove Steve's message from here. And then we can even see some of the urgent tasks that are pending. And finally, we have a little benchmark against more than 5,000 other freelancers and agencies so that you can see how you are doing in terms of task completion compared to other agencies all around the world. So let's go to the website screen. I'm going to find this website right here. And then we're going to find all of these tasks. And by the way, Steve, you can see that even here, the tasks are marked in yellow, so I can clearly identify which ones are by the client or which ones are by me. Using the status, changing this to pending review, pending the client's review, right? So now, I don't have any testimonials. Now, if you haven't been here, I would like you to kind of look at this screen, the task center within the agency dashboard, as your day-to-day inbox. Why am I saying that? Because all of the small bits of communications are going to land in here, and this is meant to replace not only your email inbox, but WhatsApp and Facebook and all of those kind of weird places where clients sometimes try to reach us. We want to always direct them back to their own website, work on the product that is yours, so that we get the messages clearly articulated right here. And you can see we have those 5 words messages from the client, but we actually also have a very clear screenshot that tells us where and what is in discussion. We can see the screen size, the browser version that was used, the exact URL that the person left this on. And of course, if I'm going to click this button, it's going to take me directly to this task, pop it open for me, and scroll down to where the task is. Also logging me in along the way. Another cool thing that we have here is the ability to estimate the time of the different tasks, as well as tracking the time of the different tasks. We have a few cool advances coming for this feature over the upcoming month. So my game would be to just go from here and say we work closely with clients. We got that for this part, no problem. And we have this thing, change this image to this. Here is the image that they want to change. Which image they want to change? This image. Great. We have full clarity on everything that we need without any back and forth and without any confusion, both from our side and from the client side, because we provided them with a system that actually allows them to complete the tasks at hand. Now, from here, and again, it comes to the place where the way that we preach on doing stuff is to not repeat yourself. Try to find the repetitive processes within your agency and to eliminate them really completely. So for example, after we created this layout, this is actually the basis for our design. So from here, I'm just going to continue on to design this page. So for example, here I would add the client logo, right? Let's see if I have a logo here. Yep, I do have something that I can use. And then I can apply some default colors through Elementor, through Beaver Builder or through Oxygen, or through the theme if you're using Gutenberg, to systematically change the fonts and the colors for all of the different elements. So what we did is we actually haven't applied any. So we did sort out the H1s, H2s, and so on. So you see in here, and this is an H3, but we haven't applied any colors to the template itself or to the buttons. So you will see that on either builder that you are on, you're going to get the default styles implemented so that you can very easily create global styles throughout those templates and just change all of the titles in one go, change all of the buttons in one go, all of the fonts, and so on. And of course, we want to change this image to the one that was provided by the client. Let me see. I'm going to use this one just for the example. Oh, actually it's here. Great. Maybe add a bit of box shadow to this. So you can see that I'm not repeating myself. I started the process and now I'm just continuing down the same process here. Let's create some kind of a nice, just to get into the game. Right? And so on and so on. Even that I can just copy and paste to the different style sections, paste. Oh, sorry, Control Z. Copy, paste style. Paste style. And that's it. So let me know if you have any questions. We've on this session, we saw how we can create layout templates and wireframes literally in 3 minutes. We also saw how we can gather the content very, very easily, providing clarity for the first time ever to our clients by giving them a system that actually works for them instead of a blank Google Doc, which is really crazy if you think about this. Why would someone even know what to do with a blank Google Doc? They never built a website. They don't understand what is the structure of a website. So what you're going to get usually is just like a few bits and pieces of text that then you need to figure out what to do with them instead of just giving the client the result of what they are going to be working on. So gathering the content visually, collecting the titles, the text, the links, the CTAs, the images, and everything that you need. And then we also saw a way to train the client very intuitively. And with Steve's great point here, we even saw how we can make a clear identification between the messages that we left and the messages that they left. So please let me know if you have any questions before I'm going to wrap up this session. Let's see if we have anything here. Hold on. I'm going to go to Tarim. Okay, perfect. So I see Natalie was just like trying to figure out how to join the session. And yeah, Wendy's asking if she's gonna, well, she's saying has her hands full all day with the kids. So that's cool, Wendy. This session is gonna be available within the, here within the Facebook group and within our Facebook page and on the YouTube channel as well. So you can always access this piece of training after the fact. And let's see if we have any questions around this. Looks like everything is clear. Thank you all for joining me. Let me see if there's any other small bits and pieces that I can just kind of point out around this. No, I think I pretty much covered the whole thing, everything that I wanted to cover. So with it, let's say that, let me see, I have a message here. I just love this product and the service has grown. I'm loving it, and so are my clients. So thanks a lot, John. I appreciate this. This is a great way to finish this session. So thank you all for joining me. Please remember, every Friday, 4 p.m. UK time, 12 p.m. Eastern time, we're going live with different topics. Last week, we talked about client red flags. You can find this piece of training over there. It was a really interesting discussion about what to look for when you're actually onboarding clients and when not to onboard a client if they are not a good fit for you, or if you see any of those red flags being added. And also on our blog this week, we added a way, or not a way, but a blog post or a piece of training to show you how to set up or rebrand the WordPress admin screen. If you haven't done this before, this is a great way of placing your branding before the client, in front of the clients. Actually, around this topic, I'm also going to flag or kind of let you guys keep in mind that you can white label our entire tool. So this should be your logo. When I'm closing this guy, this should be your, so you see I have a like WP Engine here as I was testing something before. This should be your favicon right here on this label. By the way, as soon as you upload the logo, this is also going to be added to the front end pop-up screen. It's gonna be added to all of the email notifications that are sent out. So please utilize the white label settings. I don't want your clients to know about us. I want you guys to know about us. So that's why the agency dashboard is unwhite labelable. But the client interface plugin is fully white labeled. So please make it your own. Make it look like you are providing this service for your client. You're providing a system for your client to collaborate with you easily. So thanks again for joining me today. Have a great weekend, everyone, and I'll see you next week.